I wonder what music is playing today. Greetings 154, it is I, Brian White, coming at you with another doll video. Finally, it has been so long because I was waiting for my packages and they finally arrived. And that woman never gave me her address, but I could dox her right here, right now.
We'll go from there.
Okay. That sounds good.
Petulant Pink Stella. Now, she has a much darker tan skin tone than I anticipated. This is Miami Beach Beauty Brenda on a geisha body, so flat feet and toe gaps. It's much rosier than the Stella color. The Stella color matches Stella's hair really beautifully. Her hair is like a wheat blonde, and then her skin is basically the same color as her hair. And I really like that. Like, I like the monochromaticism of it. I'm planning on giving Petulant Pink Stella inset brown eyes. So everything about her is going to be very dark, 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 dark. Except for her lips, of course. I already ordered New York City Ballet, NYCB for shorts, Moonlight and Magnolia's outfit for Stella, who I'm naming Tatiana. Yeah, if I want to commit to the aesthetic of like dark tan, honey blonde, brown eyes, like a blondie brownie, like warm, buttery, then I shouldn't opt for this kind of rosy skin tone, right? It doesn't match anyway. I will say this is exciting though, because I have ultra basic Matt O'Neill waiting for me at my mom's house, and he was like the only white male doll to come in a caramel skin tone. I don't know why, but lately I'm obsessed with like white dolls with like really, really dark skin. And I just think that's a vibe, so I think it would be really cool to continue that trend with Tatiana here. I'm naming Ultra Basic Matt O'Neill Gayude, so the T and PJ Matt O'Neill that I got in blonde, I'm naming Gayum, which is like a funny twist on Guillaume, the French version of William. And I'm just stalling, aren't I? Because I don't want to cut into her face already. But I might as well just get going. So you see, this eye has a double lid, like most white people have, and the lid in the inner corner is really, really chunky and thick. I don't like that about the Tonner eyes, so I like to cut into the vinyl as close to the crease as I can, and then I go upwards from the fleshy inner corner, so that if I want to, I can still paint another fleshy inner corner closer to the side of the nose, so closer to the nose bridge. And that way you have a more gentle, tapered look. You might think it's like severe and not gentle, but I consider close-set eyes more gentle looking than wide-set eyes. So I think I'm going to start from the outside edge of the irises, go in here, up from the fleshy inner corner, and then I will work my way tight alongside the lash line so that I keep that makeup that was painted, and I'm going to taper this chunky lid right to that point right there. That's what I did for Hospice Potter, so that's what I want to do for Tatiana. Okay, well, I guess I've decided for now I'm just going to work on her with her head still attached to her body. It's going to take a while, so I'm just going to watch some stuff. I'm not going to film this part until I hit like a hurdle in the creative process. So luckily, these heads are very sparsely plugged in the back, so I'm not going to be disrupting the hair that much by cutting a hole in the back of the head, but I'm going to leave that for the end after I've done all the design work. So I will catch up with you later. I have the fan on, so please excuse that. I've encountered my first big hurdle in the creative process, which is involuntary hand spasms. Like, you're working in a very tight space and like your hand is gonna shake, and so like I've slipped up a few times already and I only hit the eyeliner with the tip of the X-Acto knife, but just recently I hit like above the eye, like under the brow, and there was like a poke mark. It's just gonna bother me, but you know, humans are not perfect, so it's okay. It's not like a scratch, it's just a little poke mark above the eye, below the brow. And so I'm just going to try and slow down. I've already done 7 boils. If it could have just been a little higher, like in the brow, I could have painted over it. But I can't. I mean, maybe it'll go away with another boil, but I doubt it, so that's really, really upsetting. Just understand that's a risk involved in this creative process because your hand is not gonna be still. So I've literally been doing this for like 8 hours without breaks. I have done like 19 boils at this point. I'm working on my 20th. I finally have like a rough outline for both eyes. Like the shape that I like. I wasn't able to keep a little sliver of the eyelid in the inner corner, so she ended up having epicanthal folds like me and like so many halfies and Asian people. So she has slight double lids on the outer edge and then epicanthal folds. I got pretty close set, so I'm pleased about that, but now I need to clean out the outer edges and do a little bit of shaving on the right eye. And I'm debating whether I want to give her these dark brown eyes or these hazel eyes. Because I think if she had hazel eyes, it would tie into the whole theme of like brownie blondie, honey wheat blonde, and dark skin, and it would just make everything blend nicely, but the brown eyes would pop. Also, I think if I gave her hazel eyes, it would make more sense for her to have freckles. Like she could just be a white girl with freckles who just came back from vacation. Whereas with these dark brown eyes, I think it would have to be more of like a mole under her eyebrow where I stuck her by accident. So still deciding what to do. I mean, I haven't even cut the hole in the back of the head yet, so once I do that, I'm gonna be able to stick the eyes in and compare, see how much more I have to open up the socket for the eye to even show, because these eyes are pretty big for this head. The iris takes up most of it, so my eyes are literally bleeding, like I burst a blood vessel, so I should probably stop after this boil. So it's been a full day and a half since we last spoke, and the hurdles that I faced were a few poke marks So the poke mark below, right below the left eyebrow, and then there's a poke mark like right here on the face, and then I accidentally scuffed her forehead when I had an involuntary finger spasm with this fingernail. So after I'm done boiling and reshaping the head and washing and detangling the hair and putting her head back on the body, and what else is there to do? Oh yeah, putting the eyes in, I'm going to try and rub the scuff mark on the forehead with a wet magic eraser, and then I'm going to put little dots or freckles or moles or whatever on those poke marks. And then she should be good. I really wanted to thin out the lids as much as possible, but it's so difficult. And I did the best that I possibly could. I think it looks pretty good. I mean, I could always do a better job, but I'm like sufficiently burnt out on this project. Okay, that was an ungodly struggle, but eventually I got the eyes in, and this is what she looks like. To me, she kind of looks like one of those like Kewpie mayonnaise dolls, but the ones that have inset eyes. Yeah, this is what Tatiana looks like. I still haven't attached the back of her head, but not a huge concern of mine. I really like how she looks. I think she looks so cute. And then you can see how I did the thinning on the lower lid and the upper lid. To me, she's very similar to Rhapsody in Red Ashley. I don't think she looks like a Blythe or a pull-up doll. I do think I need to work on bringing her left eye forward a bit because it looks a little recessed. But for the most part, she looks really cute. I think she looks great.